Percy Jackson and the Olympians is a young adult fiction series by Rick Riordan. It began publishing in 2005, which is the same year that Rowling published Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, the sixth book in the Harry Potter series. Just as Tolkien paved the way for Rowling to be able to create a series of young adult magical fiction that had such a huge impact on the generation that it did, Rowling then paved the way for other authors to blur the lines between mortal and magic worlds in the series that have followed hers. Percy Jackson was a normal kid living a normal life until he found out that his teachers and peers, some of them were actually monsters. His best friend Grover was actually a sartor, and his biological father was actually Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. He and Grover traveled through the dangers of New York City to a place called Camp Half-Blood, where other demigods, which are children of mortals and gods, live either during the summers or for the whole year. There's a big to-do whenever Percy gets to Camp Half-Blood because there's not been a child of the big three in a while, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. So these children are very, very powerful, and there hasn't been one in a long time, so he became sort of like a little celebrity within Camp Half-Blood. At this camp, the children, the teenagers, sort of merging between those age groups, receive prophecies, they journey on quests, and they regularly face mortal dangers. Percy, always at the ends of each book, decides to spend the school year. There are many comparisons that can be made between Percy Jackson and Harry Potter. Both lived in a normal world and are introduced to a magical world, to which both of them are very, very much a part of and famous in. Both were chosen, one by tragedy, the other by birth, to be the hero chosen one type figure within their new worlds. And both came from homely beginnings of some sort and love their newfound fame. Both are slightly arrogant and get their friends into trouble and mortal danger and all those things, and always end up as the hero no matter what. The more important comparison to make between the two series, I believe, is between J.K. Rowling's style of writing and Rick Riordan's style of writing. Rowling, very much throughout the Harry Potter series, grows up with her reader. She begins the first three books retelling the story every single time and holding her reader's hand and walking them through the story. In the fourth book, she sort of lets them go. At that point, no longer holding their hand through everything, but allowing them to discover things and to learn things on their own, rather than handing them the pieces to the puzzle. Rick Riordan's style, however, he doesn't grow with his reader. He has a very different way of challenging the reader by making a subtle guessing game throughout the books. So whether or not you're versed in mythology, you can read all of Rick Riordan's series. If you know it, it's a guessing game as he's giving you little clues about the new character that's coming up. You're guessing and figuring out and furthering even sometimes your knowledge about that character. If you don't know mythology at all, if you have no prior knowledge, then you can still easily read his books because you're gaining the knowledge of these ancient mythologies and things like that. So because Riordan's style is dependent upon pre-existing ancient mythologies, his style versus Rowling's absolutely still has merit because he is his purpose is more to teach and entertain, where Rowling's is more to entertain and tell a story. Both of these authors introduce children and adults alike, we all read these books, to a magical world that's hidden right before your eyes. They both familiarize the reader with common themes and characters that they will find throughout their lives in any library that they will walk into.